You won't believe what this woman did to her husband. Let's find out. Once upon a time, there lived a handsome man named Felix. In his late 40s, he had it all: success, power, and wealth. He had built an empire from scratch. Despite all the riches, there was one void he couldn't fill. Until he met Sarah, a woman who changed everything. She wasn't just beautiful. She had grace and intelligence that captivated Felix. From the very first moment they met, an accidental meeting that felt like fate for a man who had everything. Sarah was one thing he knew he couldn't live without. And on the night under the stars, Felix made the most important proposal of his life. Their wedding was the union of two hearts, a celebration of love and the beginning of forever. Sarah had always dreamed of a perfect wedding day, and it finally arrived. Dressed in white, she stood beside the man she never thought she could have, a wealthy, handsome, and caring husband. Waking up in a luxurious mansion, Sarah couldn't help but feel overwhelmed by how lucky she was. From a simple life to be the wife of a man who could give her everything she ever wanted. With wealth came opportunities. Sarah never dreamed of shopping in the most finest boutique, traveling to exotic destinations. Her life had transformed into one of privilege and ease. But with all the wealth, Sarah wasn't happy, feeling lonely and neglected. Despite the luxurious gifts and attention the husband showered upon her. Because Felix travels frequently due to his business, Sarah had ached for his presence. Confiding in her mother about her unhappiness, she expressed her fears that Felix might be unfaithful. Her mother, harboring a deep-seated disdain for her son-in-law, she convinced he had another woman. Sarah struggled with thoughts of how to convince him to change his ways and prioritize their marriage, hearing that if she didn't act soon, she might lose him forever. Felix was always on the move, attending business meetings, traveling from cities to cities. As a successful businessman, his career demanded his time, but it took a toll on his marriage. His wife Sarah felt increasingly alone in their large empty house. Each day, she hoped to spend more time with him, but he was never steady at home. Loneliness consumed her, and frustration started to grow in her heart. Sarah couldn't bear the silence any longer. One evening, as she sat on the couch, staring at the empty chair where Felix should have been, she picked up her phone and called her husband's best friend. With a heavy heart, she explained how Felix's endless business meetings were tearing them apart. She decided to invite Chike, her husband's best friend, over for a visit. From the very first day, Chike laid eyes on Felix's wife, Sarah. A forbidden desire grew in his heart. Her beauty, her grace, everything about her tempted him. But his loyalty to Felix held him back. Days turned into weeks, and Chike's desire for Sarah only grew stronger. He could never betray his friend, he told himself, but his heart spoke differently. Chike saw his chance. He wasted no time. Felix doesn't appreciate you the way you deserve, he told her. His words were like poison, slowly piercing into Sarah's heart. He wanted her, and he was willing to destroy his friend's marriage to have her. It didn't take long before Chike's manipulation bore fruit. One night, when Sarah was at her most vulnerable, they crossed the line. A kiss, a touch, and soon everything between them changed. I can take care of you better than Felix ever could, Chike whispered to her. He promised her the world, a life without worry, without pain. And in that moment, Sarah believed him. 2 months later, each moment with Sarah became harder to resist. Their frequent encounters began to shift the dynamic. As they spent time together, laughter and shared stories filled the empty space of her home. Sarah found herself drawn to Chike's warmth and understanding, gradually developing feelings that surprised her. With each visit, her loneliness faded as she grew accustomed to his company. Their conversations deepened, and the bond between them blossomed into something more complex, leaving Sarah caught between her loyalty to her husband and the unexpected connection she had forged with Chike. Sarah's love for Chike began as a harmless attraction, but over time, it grew deeper, surpassing their affection. She was hard for her husband, Felix. She found herself drawn to Chike's charm and attention, things she felt were missing in her marriage, as she could start a new life together. Sarah's mother, Clara, supported their scheme, encouraging her daughter to go through with their plan, believing Felix's fortune could secure a better future for them. Together, they plot to add poison to Felix's drink, waiting for the perfect moment to execute their plan. Sarah's mother has always dreamed of becoming a grandmother, but her hopes are dashed by her son-in-law, Felix, who struggles to provide stability for her daughter. As time passes, Clara's disappointment turns into resentment. She believes Felix's lack of commitment is the root of her daughter's childlessness, and her bitterness begins to seep into her relationship with Sarah. In the depths of her heart, Clara despised her son-in-law. He was wealthy, successful, and everything a daughter could ever want, but that wasn't enough. Sarah's heart pounded as she looked at her mother and her husband's best friend, Chike. This was the moment. She introduced him to her mother, not as a friend, but as a new lover, the man she intended to marry, once her husband was out of the way. Her mother's eyes narrowed as she finished her introduction. If you want this man, then your husband must be dealt with, her mother said coolly. It was in this moment that the plan was set in motion, a plan to poison her husband and remove him from their life forever. They gathered in the mother's living room later that evening, discussing every details. Sarah and her mother were locked in a secretive discussion, their voices hushed as they devised a way to slip poison into Sarah's husband's drink. Felix lay down dead on his bed in his bedroom, watching and listening to Sarah, his wife, speaking with her mother on the phone. She was happy that her husband was dead. Sarah killed the husband with a poison. Yes, Mama, she said over the phone. The idiot is dead. So quick, Her mother said, "Yes, sir, so quick. I told you, Akarachi is a strong babalawo." "That is true, Mama. What do I do now?" "You know where he keeps all the documents?" the mother said. "Yes, I do," Sarah said. "Perfect. Make sure you gather all of them together. The houses, the cars, the bus, and every other document available." "Okay, Mama," she said. After that, start crying and call neighbors. "I am right on my way." Sarah had the habit of setting her phone on speaker. That was the reason why the husband could hear her mother. Felix's wife of 3 years conspired with her mother to kill him. Sarah, who was loved so much by her husband, I saw her through the university and sent her to Paris for her master's. The urge to jump from the bed and punch on her was so much, but Felix held himself back. He watched as she searched frantically for all the documents of his properties. She piled them up beside the wall mirror, looking herself in the mirror and smiling. And the husband had a flashback of the past event. Felix smiled within himself, knowing how he just escaped death by the whiskers. He was just a lucky man. He remembered how it all happened. The previous day he came back earlier than usual, without calling to inform his wife. Sarah wasn't in the sitting room. He decided to tiptoe to the bedroom to surprise her. On getting to the door, he could hear her voice. She was on the phone with her mother. "Mama, are you sure it will kill him?" "Yes, I trust Akanashi. I can't wait for this man to die. I need my freedom to live as I want," she said. "He will die tomorrow. Just follow the instruction. Add the substance in his juice and make sure he drinks it." Mama instructed. "I will, Mama. Trust me." Felix was glued to the spot. My own wife was planning to kill me, and tomorrow I could die by poisoning. He thought within himself. He tiptoed back to the sitting room, and as quietly as he entered, he left. He left knowing what to do, for to die he would. The next day, being today, the day of his death, he left very early to his office, like everything was okay. He came back in the afternoon, prepared to drink some juice and die. Sarah, his wife, was exceptionally happy to see him. Felix was pretentiously overjoyed to see her. They kissed, yes, and they made love on the couch. According to Sarah's plans, she went and brought a glass of juice for Felix, and according to her husband's plan, he sent her to bring his briefcase to show her a very important document. She left. Before she came back, Felix had exchanged the glass of juice with a different one. She saw me gulp down the last juice. As she came back, she cracked a smile. According to plan, Felix began to feel some pain in his stomach. As the pain grew severe, it began to crawl on the floor. Sarah, as a loving and caring wife, came to help. The husband told her to take him to the room. She did and lay him gently on the bed. "Honey, you will be fine," she assured. "I am here for you." Such a loving wife. Felix began to shiver, and it began to foam from the mouth. Then he pretentiously died. Back to the present scenario. Sarah left the mirror and walked towards the bed. She stood over the husband's dead body with triumph on her face. "Idiot," she cursed. "Anwafia, I thought you were a Superman." She spit on him. Felix remained motionless, but watching her every move. She took her mobile phone and dialed a number. "Hello, Chike," she said. "Chike? Which Chike?" "Chike, my best friend. My best man." "Hello, sweetheart." That was Chike's voice. "My best friend. My love. I have a good news." "Really? I can't wait to hear." "The idiot is dead." "Who?" "Felix now. Don't you remember our discussion again?" "Oh, yes. I do. Great. Start crying. I am on my way," Chike said. "My best man and my best friend too was in the conspiracy to kill me." What a wicked one. Sarah stole the document in one of her bags, went to the mirror to look at her beautiful face one more time. Beautiful demon. She rearranged her hair and made for the door. Opening the door, she turned back and looked at her husband. "Rest in peace," she said and left. Felix quietly got up from the bed, went to her back, and collected the file containing all his documents. On top of the wardrobe, the portable Nikon video recorder he had planted there earlier was still rolling. He picked it up and turned it off. Quietly like a ghost he was, he opened the window, scaled through and vanished from the compound. Sarah's voice could be heard, crying louder. "I'm now going to be a ghost to torment those that killed me," Felix said. Watch out for part 2, The Return of the Ghost. Please, my amazing viewers, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please show some support by clicking the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you won't miss out on my new videos. Bye!